Hey y'all. I finally finished these other two Christmas / December daily holiday journals. So I wanted to do a fairly quick flip through on these. I'll try to be quick. And they'll be, when this video goes up, they'll be in the shop if anybody is interested. So this one is, it's 10 by 10 and a half, and it's ring bound. There's 2 rings, okay? And then I added the fabric tassel, which I showed you guys before if you've watched any of my other videos. If you're new here, welcome, and please subscribe if you like what you see. But anyway, I added a jingle bell, and I added this little snowman. He was a little, I've had him in my stash for a while, and he's so cute. He's got these little mittens on him. He was actually meant to be like a napkin ring, you know, like to hold a napkin, whatever. I had a set of them years ago, and I just hung on to him. This is the last little guy, but he was so cute. I put him on here, and then I tied a vintage light bulb and added the jingle bell. And then there's a bunch of, there's a bunch of ribbon and some twine and some fabric, some fabric pieces that I made into strips. The typical tassel that you can take apart and use throughout the journal. It's removable. I just attached it with a clip. Okay, so you can use that however you want to. And then I did make a scrappy tie for this one. I did not do it for the Jingle Bell journal because I'm just about out of my scraps this size. And I just didn't, I really have used up a lot of my fabric, so I didn't make a tie for the other one, but I can just put a piece of ribbon or something around it. But this one is, still got some strings on it. This one is pretty scrappy with the scraps that I had left. And then I used the green thread on this one. But a little disclaimer here, this kind of jammed up on me right here, this fabric, as I was sewing and got kind of wonky. But, it's handmade. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be junky. So you can use it just like the rest of the ties that, I do and everybody else does, like a snippet. It's still fraying a little bit, sorry. You can use it as a tie, or you can cut it up and make tabs out of it. It's pretty long. So whatever you want to do. So that's the tie, and then you will get, there's some scraps left over here, and then there are some other pages from some other cool books that I thought would be fun to maybe cut up or use in here, make tags, or add extra pages, whatever you want to do. And then here's the little extra little fabric and some pom-pom trim and some other, there's a couple other little goodies tucked in there for you. So there's a bunch of this that you can use in here and make pockets. I did not put any fabric pockets. I think I may have done 1 or 2 fabric tabs, but, and then one of my little paper clip charms, I just added that right here. It's just clipped on here with a garment pin. So all of this stuff is for you to use in your journal. So that comes with this one, all that fun stuff. And then this one, like I said, it's 10 by 10 and a half, so it's pretty big. Right here, I just clipped a little die cut on this piece of scrapbook paper. This is a very thick foiled paper. It looks like the glitter is embedded in it. It's really a cool textured paper. And then I just put a little paper clip and attached a little tree, Christmas tree charm. And this is just a little die cut from KB and Friends that I cut out for you so you can use in the book. There is some writing on the inside covers, this and the back cover from whoever had it. But I just left that. I like this right here, and then I decided I would let you decide if you want to add pockets to it or not. Now, this has the entire book in it, plus there's 48 pages of either scrapbook paper, tea-dyed paper, vintage paper, there's pockets, there's a whole lot of tags and tucks and pockets in here and extra goodies in this book already. So you can see that, you know, there's a lot in here, okay? In addition to the other goodies that you'll get. On some of the pages, some of the storybook pages, I just put some little scraps of fabric washi tape that I had left over. I was trying to use that up. And then there's a lot of sewing in here. Like this is a little tuck spot if you want to tuck things in here, or if you just want to use this whole page as a background to add photos and tell your stories, whatever you want to do. And then there's 4 or 5 sleeves in here. So there's a lot in this book. And then like I said, I did a lot of sewing. It's all in the green stitching. I don't know if it really is going to show up on camera, but all right, where'd you come from? I had him tucked in somewhere here. It's one of my little mitten tags. Telegrams, some journaling cards from other paper lines, and then some of these are KB and Friend pieces. So this is one of the vinyl tab pages. There's a couple of those in here. And then this is a hidden paper clip, okay? This is the hidden paper clip. So this is actually a pocket up here. And then I tucked some little note pages here from a little notepad, and then I stapled a little wooden veneer star up here. I'm trying to make sure I'm in frame because this is so big. This is a really cool book. I really like this. I like the way it turned out. So this is the other side of the hidden paper clip, and then I just tucked these two, another little telegram and another little die cut or printable that I cut out for you. Tea-dyed paper and a vintage Christmas card from the 40s, which is really pretty. These are so cool, and they open up. They open up like that. And I actually have if you've watched any of my videos, you've probably seen some of these before, where I was gifted a book of someone's collection of Christmas cards, and from the 40s. They're all like 47, 48, and 49. So these are really cool. And this is embossed. You really can't see it. They made amazing cards back in that time period. But I left the little pieces of tape where they were taped in a book. I put tabs, put some paper tabs on some of the pages. Left some space blank. And the whole story is in here as well. I don't know how many pages that is. I didn't count how many pages the story is, but I thought you can leave the whole story in here if you want to, or you can totally pull that out and make envelopes out of it, cut the little people out, make embellishments out of it, however you want to use it. This is a little tag that I made a while back, just out of some chipboard and some book pages. And then I added some snowflakes to it and add some Inca Gold around it. So I tucked that in there. I did put a couple of like ledger. There's ledger and then some writing paper in here that you can use like this, or you can take this out, and use it in other places in the book. Anyhow, you get the idea. So I thought this was a really cute story. This was a book that I found that when I was out thrifting a while back. I've had it in my stash for a while. I have a little tab right here and some little chipboard Christmas trees. This was a little goof up right here where I got some glue in here, so I just stuck a little strip of paper there just to add some interest and cover that mistake up. And then on this side, I made a pocket. And there's some other little printables. And then one of my my hand-painted snowman tags. This one is just cardstock. It's doubled up. It's like 2 pieces of craft cardstock doubled up. And then here is a pocket with another one of the printables that I cut out. Added some little rickrack down here. Put another little tag and another little journaling card in here. And then these were some little Christmas tags, I believe, that were gifted to me in a swap. And then I just punched a hole and added that up there. That can be, you know, you can move that around if you want it somewhere else. I just like those little bitty, those little details they add extra to me. This is some vintage ledger. I just folded it and stitched it here just to kind of reinforce it. There's a little paper clip stuck up there. Another plastic sleeve with journaling cards. And another little cutout here. More of the book. And the great thing about these is, and here's a template too that I used, and I put in here for you to punch other pages if you want. So the great thing about these is the ability to move things around and change things up. You can take things out. You can add more sewing. You know, you can do whatever. It's just really, really flexible. So this was just a little die cut that I had. Actually, it was a sticker that I backed on some paper and then cut it out. And then this was another little printable that I cut out and added this. I thought that looked really cute there. Music page that I've just made into a pocket and added some little book page from Pokey Puppy's Christmas and some Rick Rack and some fabric. Stuck some other little telegrams in here. And it's just one pocket. And this is some really cool, actually I folded it down. So actually there's a little secret kind of tuck right here if you want to tuck something in there. But this was some vintage music paper that, I can't remember if this is some that I had or if this was some and that stuff that Jessica sent me. She sent me a ton of music paper. I just stapled another little tag up here with some silk tea-dyed ribbon. And then the slide protector page. Now, I was using the vintage ones, and I'm not sure. This might still be one of my, I can't remember if this is a new one or a vintage one, but I bought some new ones because I couldn't find, you know, I looked up and found a whole box of the vintage ones that they were recycling at work. But I love using these, so I bought some more. So I believe this is new, but still they work really cool. And I put some little numbers in here and just a bunch of little goodies. Some double-sided. This is a really nice, thick, textured paper, scrapbook paper. And this is a resume type paper. And what I did on a lot of these, I just folded it over so it would fit in the book, and then I stitched so it gives you a double layer of paper here with the whole, so it's stronger than just, you know, the one. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. So here's some tea-dyed paper that I just folded over, and I took another little image from Pokey Little Puppy and made a little tuck, and then added a vintage milk cap there. Put some washi tape as a tab, fabric washi tape as a tab there. Another another page protector with more goodies in there. And you know, these are intended, you can take all this out and just put pictures in them or mix it up however you want to do it. Envelope, a little heart paper clip, and then I just put a little snowflake, a doubled up snowflake here, and to make a little tuck to hold the envelope closed, and stuck some more little journaling cards in there. And of course this paper clip can be moved somewhere else. One of my little pockets out of music paper with the little cutouts and alteration tag. So this is just clipped in, okay? This is just clipped in so you can put it wherever you want. Another pocket page, you know, the Joey DeFee pockets. And there's there's little tags in here. And some more little telegrams. You can put whatever you want to in that. Another pocket here with another KB and Friends printable. I just stitched him on there, and then I folded the pocket up. I stitched this part, stitched him on, and then I folded the pocket up and stitched it. So, and then I took some scrapbook paper and just made one of those little flip tags, and some other little journaling cards from some other paper lines. There's a big mix of different scrapbook papers in here, different book pages. This was from the Richardson book that I used for my journal. And then just writing paper. This is 2 pages stitched together to give it a little bit of thickness. You know, like I said, other book pages. This is from that Santa's Cookie book that Chastity sent me. Really loved that book. I love the way it's set up. I love the coloring. I love the colors in it and the way they did the recipes and the illustrations. You know, and then they have the really cool photographs of the cookies. More scrapbook paper, double-sided. This I just folded over and stitched down to give it some strength. I didn't do it on this side, you know. Anyway, so another sleeve, another page from the Richardson book that I made a pocket on both sides. And then here is another vinyl tab page. I did absolutely nothing to this one. I figured I'd leave you the space to do what you want. And then there's a lot of little goodies in here, little labels, some little tags, little skates, just in this little glassine bag. I just clipped that there. So you get the idea. More ledger, more other cookie page, the book. Here's one of those super big pockets that I made out of that vintage cookbook that I found. This happens to have applesauce cookies on it on this side. I tucked a bunch of stuff in here, and some other extra goodies in here and some scraps. And then there's a large piece of scrapbook paper in here because this is a big pocket. And then there's a pocket here and a pocket here. More scrapbook paper, storybook page. Here I added a piece of fabric washi that's got Rudolph on it. And then one of my paper clips. Another cookbook. I love this one. I don't know who does these cookies to perfection like that, but I could never make sugar cookies that look like that. But it's pretty awesome. And then a page from that Carrie's Kittens. Love this book. Love those colors. Just absolutely love those colors. And I thought he was cool, the snowman. And the little kitty cat. Aren't they so cute? The little kitty cat. And then, I don't know if he's dreaming. That's like a crystal ball, but there's like a pirate cat in the crystal ball. A little mouse down here. A little cat on a rocket. The little mouse eating cheese. I don't know. I just love those. I love those little things like that. Another vintage Christmas card here from the 40s. I thought this one was kind of cool and went along with this book, and that they're ice skating. And just really, these are in really good shape. And they're made in the USA, which is another thing that I really like. And then this is a like a belly band. This is another one of KB and Friends printables that I cut out. And then this is actually a little tuck on this side. I think this was from, yeah, this is from an Ideals magazine. Some graph paper. This is from the, that, was it Swiss? I think, yeah, the, that children's book that's based on a Swedish story. I thought that was so pretty. And then on the back side, you could keep these images here and put pictures or cover that up in journal. Another music pocket page. I didn't put anything in there, just left that for you. And then here on the little snowman, you see a little kid had some fun making some little marks on there, but I just left it. Just some black stock. And then I put, it's the most wonderful time of the year. And then that's the end. So here you can see there's more drawing there, and I signed it there. If you do purchase this journal and you want me to add a pocket or whatever, if you think you're gonna add pockets and you want me to sign it somewhere else, just let me know. I mean, I know some people that's not a big deal. Just whatever, just let me know. So I did add another little piece of fabric washi on the back of this. Okay, so that is Snow Wonder We're Friends. And I like the way this came out. I put some fabric washi here, and then this is just regular washi. And there's a little chipboard snowflake and a little sticker snowflake that I added on the front. That wasn't on there. But I thought it was a really cute little book. If anybody is still interested in Christmas stuff at this point, you know, you guys may just be over it, and that's fine. So this is Jingle Bells. So this is a little golden book, ring bound. And then there's a bunch of stuff tucked in here, and then you'll get this extra little packet of fabric pieces and ribbon, okay? There's a lot of stuff already tucked in here, so the extra things are in here. I added, if you can see here on the ring, I added another little vintage light bulb, a star, which I think would be cool to write the year on, or, you know, your family name, or whatever you want to, you know, document. And then a jingle bell, a snowflake tag. This is a little elf. He's like one of those little clay characters. And then one of my mittens. Okay, so it's pretty chunky. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff stuck in here. And this is the one where I used the actual entire book, where I cut it down the middle and kept that little piece that a lot of us cut off of the actual binding of the book, and extended it and covered it. And if you'll go back, there's a video on how I did that, okay, so that the book pages actually fit and I didn't have to cut the book pages, okay? So this one, there's 38 pages besides the story, and then the whole story's in here. There's pockets, there's slide pages, and there's a ton of extra goodies in here. This is a 1964 version of this particular book. So you can see it's got some wear, definitely has some wear on the back. Just a little disclaimer. But it's still in really, really good shape. I did not add the book corners. I just left it like it is. So really cute. This would be a really fun book. And so same kind of mix of stuff in here as in the other book, other than the big protector pages are not in here. There's two cut down pieces of slide protector pages with goodies stuck in them. So, and then I did take some of my extra sleeves, and I just stitched this up here. So you can put a photo in here, journaling on the back, it flips like that. And then I just clipped a little cutout. These were from some printables. I think it's called Vintage Remix where I got these. They're 3x4 journaling cards. And I just I printed some of them out and cut the images. I just wanted the images on some of those. So I did that. Here is your template for this one. And with the book pages from the book, I just kept the first signature together at the front of the book, okay? And poked the holes in it. And I kept it like that so that you can, if you want to cut these down, or if you want to, you know, cut them in half and use them throughout the book, you can. Or you can take some of these and make pockets and, you know, do the cutouts if you want to do something different with the book pages. So that's kind of why I did that. Did that a little bit different on this one. But it's got the same sort of stuff in here. So I'm just going to hush and I'm just going to flip through. You know, pockets, and there's a bunch of stuff tucked in here. You can see there's a bunch of goodies in here. And then some of these things I just cut out and put in here for you. An old, you know, gift card. Bunch of little goodies in here. Some little Christmas trees, snowflakes. Some stars that I punched out, little packages. These are like little foam snowflakes. This is stuffed. It's a pocket up here at the top, which I did not put, I didn't put anything big in the top pocket. Okay, but there's a pocket here. Here's a vintage Christmas card, a tag, some other little goodies in here. Christmas card, flash card, some writing paper. And this is one of the little Santa Claus tabs that I just stapled him up there. Old calendar from, I believe this was from a, oh, what's his name? Norman Rockwell. Scrapbook paper, writing paper. Just stapled a couple of things here that you can use. There's a bunch of scraps, leftover pieces from when I was making this book in here, and I stitched it. I just stitched this particular page instead of keeping it as a fold out. I stitched around it and made a big pocket. Okay, here's one of my little pocket pages, embellished pocket pages that I made out of book pages and other pieces. The Mercer Mayer book pages, which I love this little guy. I wanted to carry the Christmas piles just for you, but the box was upside down, so he broke them all. And then there is some writing. I think it's in pencil, so you can't erase that, where a kid kind of did some scribbling on that. Little fabric tab. This was in the music paper that Jessica sent me. So there's old Christmas tree, and what I did was I kept the front page of the old Christmas tree and the back page of it, and then I just sewed it together and made pockets. Okay, so you can tuck things in there and in there. Richard Scarry, the cold little squirrel, little chipboard piece, fabric washi. Just a bunch of stuff in here. This is some other little pieces you can use. Just stapled some snowflakes there. Another little Richard Scarry. I love this little rabbit. These little rabbits carrying presents. They're so cute. This is one of the sleeves. I just stitched it onto this vinyl tab page and just tucked some things in there. Jingle Bell music, did the same thing as I did with the other. I put some other extra goodies in here. I like this. I love this music. I like the way they did the illustrations, and it's really cool. I think it was from the 80s, so it's not super old, but it's old. I just stapled this little girl and a little label down here. It's from cookbook pages, vintage cookbook tabs. There's two of these in here. There's a cookie and then the appetizer. More scrapbook paper. Another vintage Christmas card. I think this one's so pretty with the poinsettias. And then, of course, ooh, uh-oh. I just tore that just a little bit. That was smooth. Anyway, so there's that. This is a vintage kids book page, Jack Frost. I've had that in my stash for a while. I think this was one of, this is Roxy Creation printable, I believe. that I printed it and folded it up and made like a little pocket out of it. This is a little envelope with some other little goodies tucked in there that I just clipped up to the top of this cardstock page. The recipe, one of the recipe pages, and another little slide protector page that I cut down and added some other little fun goodies in here. There's 2 vintage milk caps. There's a little die cut, well, this is not die cut. This is hand cut from a piece of scrapbook paper. The little car and some little vintage, these are vintage printables as well, little tags, snowflakes. This is another one of the little images that I just cut out from the printable from Vintage Remix. And then I added one of my hand-painted snowman tags. There's just a lot of stuff in here that you can use. Scrapbook paper. And then I attached like little writing pad papers, some other book pages, music in here, and one of these envelopes for you to use in here or play with or use on another project. More Mercer Mayer. Love these little guys. That was them packing up to go on their ski trip. And then one of my little bags that I embossed and embellished that's got the tag in it. That's just clipped in here. Another recipe page, and then this is the second signature to the book. So all the pages are in here. I love this. I love his draw. I love his illustrations. So like this would be kind of cool if you wanted to cut this out right here, and then make it into some kind of pocket. You could like reinforce it onto a book page or something, and then you could have a little tuck where you could tuck in pictures or journaling or something. So I wanted to give you the option, you know, of kind of using those however you wanted to. Really cute book. And then there is a little bit of pencil right here from some kid who loved this book. Okay, so that is Jingle Bells. Okay, so that'll be in the shop when this video goes up, and it's no wonder we're friends. You hear me bending over, trying to bend over and pick that back up. So these are both in the shop. If anybody's like me, still working on Christmas stuff, I'm still working on my December journal. I'm actually going back to 2018 where I did not finish that one because I finished 2019. I just haven't done a total flip through with that yet. And then I've started my 2020, so I want to try to at least finish up my 2018 in the next week or so, and then I can throughout the year work on the other one. But anyway, need to get caught up on some of my projects. And I've got some ideas for some other things for the shop that I'm like thinking on right now in my brain, trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. But I think it's gonna be involving the sewing kit, the Stitchery sewing kit that I got from Renee, plus some of my goodies. So it's gonna be something along that lines, or along that line. Anyway, I hope you all are doing well. I hope 2021 is going well for you so far. We're 10 days in, and I don't know what's going on with this country, y'all. I'm just trying to, just trying to stay positive, but it's kind of scary, things that are going on right now. But anyway, I won't dwell into that. Anyway, I hope you all are well, and I will see you soon. Take care. Love you. Bye.